Let's see if it works this time. Yay, didn't get an ad, which that's weird, but it is working. Okay, let me send out that link because, yeah. All right, guys, you're just going to have to wait a minute. I am here this time. I am here. I do see I'm on. I see you guys typing in the chat, but I have to send out all the things because I had to restart it. I'm sure you guys probably noticed that it did not succeed, and I don't know why. I still don't know why. Baffled. So give me a second. All right. Hello, Flash. Hello, Mia. Hello, Eddie. Hello, Justin. Hello, Victor, Cal, Alejandro, and Laura. Welcome, everyone. All right. That was so weird. So I press start here. Perfectly fine. I can see myself here. The timer in the corner up there is like ticking away, all that stuff. But it never showed up on my screen. I refreshed my page like 4 times. I saw like Flash Freak was here making comments. I couldn't say anything. It just was not there, and I don't know why. But it is succeeding now. Let me just delete that old one so that it's gone. Apparently, it's just a black screen for 2 minutes and 50 seconds, that's cool. All right. Hello, Kata. And all right. Hello, everyone else that is slowly trickling in here. This is first time I've done one in maybe a couple of weeks, so I might be rusty. All right. So I don't know, where do we want to start off today, peeps? I mean, the television series The Flash has officially wrapped filming a few days ago. Thank you, Cal. Thank you. What did you get? Just a quick 99-cent super chat. Thank you. So The Flash wrapped technically Friday. And I say technically because that officially they wrapped Friday, but these things usually have a way of, there's usually like 1 or 2 days where they have 1 or 2 scenes that they didn't quite get done, etc. Like, usually like maybe with the stunt team or a secondary character. People like Candace and Danielle and Grant, they probably wrapped them out, but maybe like a Brandon might have had to work an extra day, or like the police chief, Carmen Moore, maybe might have had to work, something like that. Stunt teams, a lot of times, they'll have to like come in an extra day to do a scene that they didn't have time to do, stuff like that. But from an official standpoint, they've wrapped. So then Saturday night they had their wrap party, and I have a few of those photos up on my Patreon. I don't think I'm going to waste the time putting a blog together, but I'll show them to you here today. And then, yeah, that is all there is of the Arrowverse now. All that's left is the episodes that haven't aired yet. Wild ride. All right, let's see what the chat's been saying. Let's get nuts. Well, it was a crazy start to this stream, so we're getting there. Well, it's been a day, LOL. It has been a day. Currently, it is one of the 7 days of the week. I can give you the guarantee that is a hot scoop from me. This is a day. Don't make Canada Grass get out his belt. Subscribe to his channel. Very, very, very true, Justin. You don't want me getting out my belt, especially because I don't own one yet. So I would have to go buy a belt to get it out, and you don't want me. You don't want me having that type of power. Pour one out for the Arrowverse. Never expected to have to deal with it ending. Thank you, Todd Helbing. Oh yeah, Todd Helbing is the villain in the story at the moment. Give me a second, guys. I'm just pouring this, and I have got to the end of the chat that I can see on my screen, so you're gonna have to wait a second. Yo, it's the Mark Destroyer. He just sets himself up, man. I don't know why he constantly wants to fight me, because every single time it doesn't turn out well for him. It does not ever go well for him. I don't know why he does it, man. This is like the third, maybe fourth time in all the years he's picked a fight with me on Twitter, and he's very unprepared. I do not to this day know who he thinks I am, but I know, because I know who Mark Guggenheim is. I know he's never talked to me. I even know the one time at the rap party for the final season, he's standing 10 feet away from me. He could have come over and said a word, didn't, because he doesn't know who the fuck I am. But whatever. Todd Helbing looks like a genius putting Superman and Lois out of the Arrowverse. I don't know about that. That's technology for you? Yeah, that was the first time. That was a weird glitch for me. I've never experienced that yet. Top of that, the Arrowverse coming to a close with such a mid-final season of The Flash so far. Yeah, I mean, I have this conversation all the time when people ask me my opinion on things. I still like the show, okay? I still like it. I am still entertained by it. But I can acknowledge this is not a good season yet compared to stuff they've had. It is, honestly, I would say not good. If we're ranking all of the seasons of The Flash, I'm probably putting this in my bottom 3. We're only 5 episodes in. They've got time to turn it around. 4 episodes in. They've got time to turn it around. But they are off to a slow start. Yeah. Jana West almost gets killed, and Joe and Cecile decide to stay in Central City because Cecile wants to be a superhero. A little bit that, plus Joe kind of pushed her to be a superhero. Joe was kind of like, how would our daughter feel, blah, 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 something, something, something. I don't remember the conversation, but you get the gist of it. This is coming from the guy who said in Arrow Season 4 that they had no more stories to tell the Black Canary character. A cancel Felicity. Oh, man. No, I need that up on screen just for posterity. Mark Guggenheim, peeps. Mark Guggenheim. The mastermind of Olicity. I wish Chainsaw was here just so he could rant about this. Hello, Lionel. Welcome. What are my thoughts on the Red Death story so far? Underwhelming, JK. Just sincerely underwhelming. I don't hate it as much as other people, but I also have a thicker skin for being entertained. But it is underwhelming. Man, I'm so hyped for the rest of the season. From your set photos, old villains return. I saw that and said, what? Something face. I can't tell what type of face that is. Savitar is back. Yes, that is true, Eddie. That is, in fact, true. I'm really looking forward to the back half of the season. It seems to be a constant theme because I think people are kind of written off this first portion. Chegra or Chalegra? Definitely Chegra. It is Chegra. I am sorry Brandon's friend got it wrong. I am sorry the writers on the show got it wrong, but it's Chegra. You do not use the entire name of someone in a ship name. They never called it Oliphilicity, right? Like, you merge the names together. I don't know. Can't wait for Cobalt Blue story line. Red Death is getting right now. I agree. I heard that you have a big fan in Mark Guggenheim. I might have a big fan in Mark Guggenheim. I could be. Mark Guggenheim, on the other hand, Mark Guggenheim is very desperate to get people's attention right now. I do not know where this all came from. I know apparently he wrote something in a blog or something like that. I actually went through his blog to try and find this. I went through like 3 posts. I could not find the actual content of this blog post, so I don't know which one it was in. I'm not reading his entire blog. I'm not giving him more views. If someone else wants to, go right ahead. I am not going to tell you don't read his blog. I am sure he's probably got some things in there that are going to be interesting, but you know, he also was responsible for Arrow season 4. But he is really, really, really desperate for my attention, more than he should be, considering he is a former showrunner. Like, he should just have moved on so many years ago from this. He is so eager and desperate for my attention, for me with fucking like 15,000 followers. He's desperate for my fucking attention for some reason. Like, Guggie, you've got. Give me a second. Let me look up the numbers. Where is the Googs? I know I replied to him today. Where is it? Guggie, where's your tweet? I mean, he's got 86,000 followers. Why is he so desperate for my attention, man? I don't understand him. Because this is like the 3rd or 4th time in the years he worked here and after that he has brought me up for no fucking reason and decided he wants to pick a fight with me. It's insane. He came up today. Sorry, guys, I'm going to side rant here. Came up today with a tweet that's, so I'd made a tweet. I didn't tweet at him, by the way. I replied to someone else's tweet, in a quote tweet, too. So he had to go into the quote tweets to see this. That I'm like, maybe there was a tweet about, I'll bring it up on screen. Give me a second here, guys. Okay. Oh, cool. We're doing that thing, are we? Okay. Cool. Well, we're going to have to get out of this and then back in. No, I did not. Block the screen. Click the screen icon in the address bar to allow access and reload the page. Huh? I don't understand what you just said. Give me a second, guys. I'm having new technical issues. There's always something here. Browser has blocked your screen. Click the screen icon in your address bar. Which one is that? Screen, oh, that. Do not block, okay. And reload the page. Okay, sorry guys, I am being frustrated. I will be catching up to you all in a minute, as soon as I can. All right, let's try this again. Okay. Classic. All right. Okay, so here's the tweet. We have Arrowverse co-creator Mark Guggenheim has expressed regret over his time spent on the DC TV shows. Simply put, the Arrowverse hasn't led to any other gigs, so it feels, at least on a career level, that I really wasted my time. Now, I replied, remember, this isn't to him, this is some place called DCU Direct. I replied to that in a quote tweet. I didn't even reply down below where the comments are. I replied in a quote tweet, like, maybe if you didn't absolutely suck ass at your job, you would have gotten more work, Mark. That should have been the end of this. That should have been the end. There was no need for him to ever dig this up. He fucking had to go through the fucking quote tweets to find this. So he replies, this is so ironic coming from someone whose job it has been for years to literally make money off the backs of people who did real work on the Arrowverse. Pathetic. Thank you, Mark, for setting yourself up for fail. Thank you. I hate having to do more work. He used the word ironic. So my reply, you guys probably already read ahead of me. I'm like, ironic? I don't know if you know the definition of the term. Irony would imply I was bad at my job too, yet I'm still doing mine and arguably near the top of it. But sure, live in your delusions. I am sure some illicity fans will come in here and tell you how terrific you are. Mark, I don't know why you come at me, man. It never goes well for you. He also had some person who was following me out of the fucking blue tweeted at him, asking him about me. Then they had the fucking dumbness to fucking DM me about it as if I was going to be fucking excited about what they did. Like, yeah, do you think I fucking want to deal with this all day? Like this guy here. I blocked him, so I'm probably going to have to unblock the tweet. Yeah, I can't read it on here. But he basically tweeted at Mark something like, is it true that Canadagraphs used to stock the sets all the time? Of course, he's like, yes, I've tried numerous times to stop him to preserve and surprise cast and crew work, blah, 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 which is why he doesn't like me so much. I had to reply, I'm like, I don't like you because you outright lied about talking to me. Oh, and the fact you turned a good show into a shitty, discarded Tumblr fanfic rough draft. Like, this guy just, I don't understand why he picks a fight with me because it never goes well for him. He's like 0-3 or 0-4 against me, man. Just give up. I'm very behind in the chat, so give me a minute to catch up. I see Victor's got a super chat down here. I'm so sorry I got sidetracked there, Victor. Funko goodbye. Oh no, a Funko goodbye. Oh no. By the way, Victor, I went looking for a Superman one a couple of times now. I have yet to find one. It's getting a little harder than I thought it would be, by the way. But I talked to this one guy. He's the only one like still hanging around. He's looking for a minute to talk. Anyways, here he is. Hello, everyone. My name is Barry Allen, but my friends call me the Flash. But my nemesis, they also call me the Flash. Random people on the street also call me the Flash. If you go into Jitters, they even have a drink named after me. They don't call it the Barry Allen, they call it the Flash. But anyways, I understand Victor's here, and he's just wondering, it's like, any idea who's going to take over the Flash set? Which Arrow set will you miss the most? Which one you had the most fun with? I personally, I'm a Funko, so I can't say. But I'm going to let Canadagraphs take over. Do you want to take over? Maybe talk about this? I'm going to get out of here. It's gone. What the hell? Crazy how he does that. Any idea who's taking over the Flash set? Not yet. Usually there's anywhere from 6 to 10 week turnaround before the next production will move into something. Often it's more than that. It's sometimes like 3 months before another production will take over. Plus, right now we're in a position where there's a writer's strike coming, so nothing is coming here right now because everyone's afraid to set up shop and have a writer's strike happen. So Vancouver is in an almost stalemate where nothing new is coming to town right now. That's kind of the case with most places right now. Um, a lot of places are nervous to book anything because they don't know if they're honestly going to be working. So yeah. Um, which arrow set will I miss the most? Honestly, probably the Flash because it was usually well accessible. Got good views on it. The cast, with the exception of one particular cast member, which, by the way, I'll get into her in a little while. We're always accommodating with me. The crew, I think, were generally good. Um, I mean, I have been to wrap parties for like half of these shows. Arrow, there was always one or two people at every fucking Arrow wrap party that had to have a little mouth on them and like give me attitude. The rest were like, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, why aren't you inside? Hey, good to see you." Then there's always like one or two every fucking Arrow wrap party there was. The Flash last night, every single or 2 nights ago, every fucking person was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing? Hey, I'm surprised to see you here." Like no one fucking trash talked me. So yeah, much better crew overall. There were some good people on the Arrow crew. There definitely was. I had a few on there that I've seen on other projects. Good people, but there was one or two that were just assholes for no reason. Maybe they just were like fucking kissing Mark's ass and like were trying to be mean just because they thought that would impress the guy who was going to be unemployed soon. I don't know. Which one did I have the most fun? I don't know. I don't know if there's one that I really would say I had more fun at. I mean, again, probably the Flash, just because I mean, fun for me is kind of connected to not having a lot of effort I have to put out on the job. So I don't know. But thank you, Victor. Where were I? Okay, I got past that. I got past that. I got past that. Okay. Um, so Candace Patton was at the rap party. I got the impression on Endless Multiverse, you thought it was iffy she would show. I did. I legitimately didn't think she would show. And she was one of the last people to show up. So even then, like, I think the only people that showed up later than her, actually, no, it's probably about half. Um, she was maybe about the middle. Yeah. Um, I so okay, we'll do this because I just brought her up a moment ago. I'll bring her up now. Clearly, everybody knows over the years I have had some moments with Candace Patton where she's maybe not been my biggest fan. We'll put it that way. So the other night at the party, I kind of was there, kind of thinking like, all right, well, she's probably going to be, you know, this is her last chance to really be critical of me if she wants to be. Like, and she's been very open the last couple of years about not shying away from stuff like that. So I didn't know what type of interaction I might get with her on the final night. So she shows up, and there's me and two girls standing there trying to meet the cast, and I see her. So I just say, I'm like, "Hey, Candace, do you mind signing tonight?" And she stops, grabs my pen, no problem, signs, takes the photos with the girls, goes in the building. And then I decided on the way out, I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this just because I'd never had before. And I'm like, it's the last time, might as well try. So I did. I attempted something, and this is what happened. She actually stopped to take a photo with me, guys. Yeah, I am mildly surprised. I thought signing the autograph was about as much as she was going to do for me that night, but yeah, she stopped, took a photo with me. She couldn't have been happier. I have never in 9 years seen her in a better mood than she was that night. Um, I'm sure at some point she probably has been, but in my observation, that was the happiest I've ever seen her in Vancouver. Um, so yeah, she did show up. Now he's twisting words. He didn't say that. Canada Grass Mark said, "Huh? What are you talking about, Mia? Don't pick a fight with the Canada Grass. You won't like him when he's angry. It's true. You know, like everybody, I'm not flawless. But if you come at me with inaccurate facts, if you come at me and your point is even slightly flawed, I will tear it apart. I will destroy you with it. I might lose some arguments where it comes down to a feeling about something. But if you come at me about an actual, like, etched in stone, rock hard fact and it's wrong, I will just obliterate you. I do not care who you are. You know, I don't know why he does it. Because he's tried it now 3 or 4 times and he's always wrong, and it's always just, I don't understand it. There's ways he legit, there's avenues he could pick with me where he would have a leg to stand on, and I'd be like, okay, fair point. You know what? I'm not going to pick a fight with this one. But he never does. He comes at me with shit that I can fight back on. I don't understand it. I don't understand. Yeah. um, I wouldn't have said anything if Mark made his original comment and stopped, but then he started talking crap on your boy CG. Well, it's a hobby of his. Every year or so, he just needs to remind me that he remembers me. I don't know. It is weird to me that I am like etched in his brain that way. It's weird. It's obvious. Mark or Eric Wallace was hoping for more than 13 episodes. But he knew he had 13 episodes well in advance, and he has kind of tinkered away like almost an episode and a half out of 4 episodes has just kind of been thrown to the wayside. The Cecile costume is sick. Thanks for the photos. You are welcome, Kata. You might be the only person on the planet excited for that. I have a couple of super chats down here. Let me catch up to those. Supporting you during this dark time. Be strong during this difficult time, as I know Mark really hurt you. Also, Candace took a photo with you. Yeah, I'm even surprised by that. She was in a wonderful mood. I have definitely had some choice comments for her over the years, but she could not have been much nicer that night. So kudos to her. I told one of the other autograph guys about this, and his response was, yeah, because she's leaving town. And I'm like, yeah, there's probably there's probably something to that, but she still could have been an asshole and decided to take the higher road, and kudos on her. And we got down here, Scott Edwards. It's like, what did you think of Mandalorian Season 3 premiere? How did you get Candace? Do you think Cisco will be in the finale? Do you think Dorian Shard is the main villain of Mando Season 3? Okay, so I'll start with the last one first. No idea who that is. I don't know all my Star Wars lore. Mando Season 3 premiere was okay. I wasn't amazed by it, but it was entertaining enough. We will see where it goes. I liked it. I would if I had to grade them. I think I like the other ones better than the season premieres. Probably better than this one, but it was still good. It also might play into what time I watched that, because sometimes I'm distracted while I'm doing things and watching things and all that stuff. So maybe I just wasn't as focused on it as I could have been. How did I get Candace? I just explained that. I asked her. She said yes. Or I asked her about the signing. She just grabbed the pen, didn't even say anything. Did her scribble autograph that she usually does. Give me a second, guys. I'll grab it. these are have not sorted out my photos from signed to unsigned yet, so you're going to have to bear with me as I scrounge through this pile. Ears are unfortunate for trying to do this. Not that one. Not that one. That one. This is the one she signed. If you've ever seen her sign at a convention, her autograph is actually legible, but when she signs on the street, it looks like her wrist is broken. Like, it just is, it is how it is. I can't fault her for it because signing a full name does take slightly more time than signing something slightly less full. Oops. So yeah, that was the one thing I got done. I also got Kayla that night. I got, oh yeah, I already showed you Candace. Got John Wesley ship one last time. Whoopsie. Oh, got Grant to finish a couple of photos that I'd had sitting around my room forever that I kind of had forgot about. I had a couple of things obviously signed by Steven long ago, and they were just sitting around, and I forgot about them until like 2 weeks ago. And then so I'd had this signed by the two people in silver back in season 1. And the only reason I never added to it is because one of them signed the wrong direction. So I kind of was like, this is a useless item. And it's just sat in my room collecting dust forever. So last night or 2 nights ago, I decided I might as well make some use of it. So I brought it out just to get signed by whoever I ran into. So I added Michelle Harrison and Kayla Compton to this, but it's originally signed by Tom Cavanaugh and Rick Cosnet. At some point, I don't know when, I don't know how, I'll probably just give it away, maybe on one of the streams, because it was kind of just a throwaway item that's been sitting around, because like I said, it kind of got ruined when, I can't remember which one signed in the wrong direction. One of them did. So yeah, that is a rundown of that. And do I think Cisco will be in the finale? I do not. I can't really go into details, but somebody basically implied to me that outside of the people I had already seen, I should lower my expectations on anything else for the finale. So I don't know if they're saying that meaning like there's no more surprises, or if they're just saying there's maybe one more surprise, but it's not someone really big. I don't know how they meant it, but that was basically what they implied. All right. I'm way behind in the chat. Let me see how far back I am. Wow, I'm way behind, eh, guys? I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm up to here. I'm past here, actually. I love this Flash, but man, this season, LOL. Fair enough. I still enjoy it. I say this so many times over the years. I still enjoy the show, but I realize it's not as good as it could be or as good as it used to be. I say this a lot, and I'm going to say it again. I come from a sports background, so I kind of associate this to, like, in sports terms, the Flash in season 1, season 2 was like the superstar elite player of a team, that team being the CW. The Flash was a superstar, the new kid superstar on the team. He's now in season 9, still doing okay. He's serviceable to the team, but he's not putting up those superstar stats he did in season 1 and season 2. That's kind of how I look at it. Still doing a job. Not like he's not out there like putting in the worst performance ever, but everybody remembers those first couple seasons and they're like, man, why can't he be that good again? It's kind of like that to me. Have I lost my spot already? I just scrolled back like 2 seconds ago. Oh, there it is. Ryan Wilder can't play a bad guy too well. I like her better as Batwoman. She said, I am vengeance with a mask off scene. Didn't do justice. Yeah, a lot of that comes down to the writing and direction too, though. I do sort of agree. I think there were moments through the episode where I actually think she was doing well, but then they would just give her like one bad scene. Just one scene that's just not good, no matter how much you try to justify it, is not good. And that's all people want to talk about because people just love to hate on her character. Shit went down. Maybe it did. Cheddar will have a baby. Okay. I am vengeance. Yeah, we know. Don't make daddy get out his belt. I'll only give Guggenheim credit for managing to pull off the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover. Unfortunately, the rest of his resume, not shocked Gunn and Safran have snubbed him. Hey, you know what? I will give him credit too. He pulled off getting Crisis on Infinite Earths onto television. Now, I think there was some room for improvement on it, as I think any fan that watched it, even if they loved it, will sit there and be like, you know what? There's almost like 500 characters in the Crisis comic, or 200 characters, 300 characters, some stupid number in the hundreds. And we saw like 45 in the crossover. Like, I think a lot of people can find flaws with his Crisis. But he got it to you guys. He got you something. Hello, Abby. Welcome. Eric Wallace knows how to write Cecile or Joe. Why the fuck did you let Joe tell Cecile be a hero, but now you make a goddamn mind Joe? I get it. The logic behind it makes a little sense to me. That drawing their daughter did hits a nerve in parents that they're kind of like, okay, I see things a little differently. I wouldn't because I'm not a parent and kids don't have that effect on me. But other people, they see something their kid does and suddenly they're like, you know what? I see things differently. So I understand it. Hello, CG. Question: does Caitlin Snow return? I have no idea, but my guess is probably not. I still consider Superman Lois part of the Arrowverse. So do I. Just not on Earth Prime as originally planned. Echo the thank you, Todd Helbing, sarcastic. Good on responding to him, man. It's so stupid. Yeah, if he picked on something that I could be like, you know what, fair point. I'm not gonna, chirp back. But he constantly comes at me about things where there's room for me to attack him back, man. CG, can I ask a question? Did the cast and crew hug and cry after filming the last scene since they won't see each other anymore? No clue. It was in studio. So I have no idea what happened. I went to the studio on the second to last day, which I told some of the people in the stream was the last day because I had been told it was the last day, but it turned out to be the second to last day. And all I saw there that day in any capacity was Grant's stunt double. I didn't see any other actors around, so I have no idea what happened. Who's worse, Goldface lines or Red Death? Oh, Red Death. Goldfaces are epic. I like parts of the new season, but Armageddon was a much stronger start. Oh, Armageddon blows this away. So Mia, I missed Lance's stream. I just got off 30 minutes ago. Oh, you're not talking to me. Okay. Yes, I know DC Direct Canada Graphs. Okay. What the heck is going on? Recap me, please. I don't know how to recap you, Mystical. Basically, we talked about the fact that Mark Guggenheim is very bad at picking fights. We talked briefly about the wrapped party for The Flash and the fact that they have wrapped the show. I think that's a quick recap. I do have more photos with the cast and all that. I will show those to you in a bit when I have a second, once I'm caught up to the chat, but I am so far behind. What up, party people? This guy wants to know what's up, people. Anyone here know what's up? Can someone fill in this Andrew guy on what's going on? Look, it's me. Okay. Why did he choose me? Because someone had Oh, you mean why did he choose me to reply? I honestly, sincerely don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know. The first one or two times, I chalked it up to that he just thought he could like bully me into backing down or something because he's a blue check mark with 80,000 followers. That was my thought process a few years ago, but he's lost the fight enough times. You'd think he'd just not come back. Sorry, Candace, you have to deal with that all day. Yeah, it was worse back in the days when he made that whole statement about like, I talked to him at the set. I'm like, you didn't, dude. That was an exhausting day because he had all the fucking Olicity fans trying to tell me that I was wrong. What if Mark sees this live? I don't give a hell. Hell? Did I just say hell? So I thought I'd be nice to the advertisers and not say the F word. And instead, even though I've said it probably like 9 times already this stream, instead I came up with hell. I know think goods. I bet Mark is watching this. Oh yeah, 100%. He's at home right now, writing on his little Substack blog about this live chat. Maybe he's even doing a live reaction to this chat. I don't know. Latest news on Superman and Lois set. It wraps in a week. They confirmed Iris is pregnant. I saw an article on it and I thought myself, it's almost time. Okay. Have I seen Mando 301? Yes. We talked about that a little while ago, Abby. If you go back in chat, maybe 15 minutes, it's there somewhere. Writer strike, question mark? Yeah, there's a writer strike apparently like looming in the distance. Yeah, sure, Andy. I will send you a DM. Boot this in a second. It's always good to have somebody to bounce. Oh, you are too? Okay. We are going to have a couple of guests drop by. I have Chainsaw and Andy waiting in the wings. We will see when they get here. I think it's pretty wild. The Flash movie is coming out like 3 weeks after the Flash series finale. The movie was announced like a week after the series premiere. That is one of the craziest things in TV movie history, right? You could talk about a lot of crazy things that have happened over the decades, and this will go down on anyone's list as like right there on it. All right, I see you there. I'll get you in a second. Just give me. I want to at least catch up to this, and then I'll be there. I like how I'm scrolling on my screen, like you're gonna see what I'm doing. He said he didn't make fun of you. It looks like he's twisting the words. Still don't quite follow what you're saying, Maya, but that's fine. That's fine. Will the writer's strike be as bad as the 2008 one? Probably not, but anything is possible. You never know. Canada Grass is always right. I'm not always right, but I would say 92% of the time. There are some times I have a bad take. I have a bad thought, and someone points something out to me. I'm like, you know what? Fair enough. I should have thought differently. All right, we have 2 people now waiting in the lobby. Okay, live from the Endless Multiverse, we have Chinstrap Reacts.
Hi.
Hello. Oh, I don't know if it's just on my end, but you sound a little quiet.
Let me see here.
Yeah, I don't know how the chat feels about it, but for me, it sounds a little quiet. Anyone else in chat? In chat, can you hear Chainsaw okay?
I'm checking my... Is it good now? Or no?
Sounds about the same. I'll just wait and see if anyone in chat has a problem with it. I'm not seeing anyone in chat one way or the other.
He sounds
fine. Okay. All right. In that case, you know what? I'm gonna introduce this other guy too. There's someone here I don't know where he's from, guys.
He's from somewhere.
I found him hiding behind a dumpster in like Los Angeles, trying to get scoops about the Flash,
Jesus.
and he said he knew some things. So I'm just gonna introduce this guy in, and maybe he can help us like sort some stuff out. Hi, sir.
I was gonna come in and say, "How are you?" and you make fun of me. I was like, "Hey, are you?" I was like, "Hey, are you okay?"
No, but seriously, how are you guys doing, man?
Well, I just had to deal with some copyright issues. So.
Oh no! On what?
My Ben 10 Alien Force got blocked from yesterday's upload, and they claimed the same 14 seconds twice at 9 o'clock, which was a few minutes ago. So I had to responding to both, saying this is fair use. You guys are idiots. Yeah. It's
exhausting job now. Like, remember 10 years ago, this was the easiest thing to do, and now every single thing is a copyright.
And it's so funny because literally I've been uploading Ben 10 Alien Force since last year, starting the show, I think, and I've not had an issue since the start of the show until all of a sudden now it's just like, oh, we're gonna block you, because back on the original Ben 10 4 seasons, they just claimed if there was an issue from time to time. They never blocked. So I'm like, what's the difference? It's the same company who made the show. Like, why are we now going to blocks? Like,
dumb question. Is it airing on a different channel now? Or like,
no, it's all Cartoon Network. Back when the shows aired, it's all under. It's all. And I don't know.
I think a lot of this comes down to a couple of things. Probably some ownership changes around, at some point, and they might have just hired. They might have hired a team to do this because that's a new thing. I actually have a friend. Well, I mean, I call friend, but like we're more like good acquaintances. Who actually works for a company just filing DMCA notices for like SpongeBob SquarePants and things like that. Ooh. So like they are now hiring people. Like these big companies are just hiring people. Their entire job is just sit there all day watching the same goddamn scene over and over and over and over again on YouTube and TikTok and places like that to take them down.
I'm about to say, because like on TikTok right now, it is very common to upload clips from South Park, Family Guy, SpongeBob, any amount of shows, and just show it on TikTok. Just have full scenes playing, like in stuff that would not be allowed to be on YouTube as it is, and they're just showing it. But it's so stupid because the part they claimed, there's a clear edit, and I'm talking the entire time over the footage while it's playing. So the audio's not just playing without any cuts. It's not like I played a 14-second clip without any cuts. I'm talking literally over all of it. And I comment every single time footage is used, it's for commentary and critique purposes. I'm not just letting stuff play out.
And you're not playing that much footage. Like, like I've seen people who use like twice more than you do, and they don't get anything.
That's what I always find funny about this stuff is I will watch like reaction videos to like whatever show I'm into that week. Mm-hmm. And I will see like 8 videos that are all using like 10-ish minutes of content. Then I will see someone that only used like 6.5 minutes, and they're the ones that got blocked. And like, what? Like, huh?
And I think I might have jinxed myself because someone literally commented today on that video earlier today saying, it's more commentary reviewing, less reaction. And I responded, do you want the video to get blocked? And then it got blocked today. But it's like, and I even noticed that too. The footage I used was a little over 6 minutes, and it was heavily edited.
Did you do the circle thing?
No, I've not done that with Ben 10.
So Silent Angel, I've touched on it a little bit. I haven't shown all the photos I took. I will in a few minutes, but trying to get a little caught up to the chat. But
was everybody there at the Flash Rapper party? Like everybody,
basically.
Or most?
Who was not there?
I know
I wasn't.
That's not true, Andy. I think I saw you there. I think I saw you hiding in the corner.
Even if Eric had called me and be like, "Hey, can you fly up here?" I'm like, Eric, I got work in school. What do you want?
So that wasn't you with the lampshade around your head?
I wouldn't even know what a lamp. I wouldn't know what a lampshade is. So
do they not have lamps where you are?
Yeah, but I don't know what a lampshade is.
These kids these days. It's a thing you put on top of a lamp so that the bulb isn't so bright.
Okay, but let me just ask, because I haven't checked in with you today. Are you okay? Like, are you okay?
It's devastating news.
I'm trying to be serious.
I'm just hoping that I will be able to like show my face in public again.
Ooh.
In your own city. In your own city. Wow.
I might have to shut down Twitter and YouTube. I just might.
I mean, hey, don't let the big bad man win.
To make it worse, I also got attacked today by a guy who was on 6 episodes of Young and Restless.
Yeah, I responded to that guy directly on Twitter because I saw that tweet and I'm like, how ironic of you, because you saw the tweet because you had liked it, where he literally today was responding to Gail Simone saying something. I'm like, you don't know your history, do you? Because you're like siding with Mark Guggenheim, and yet this whole thing happened with the Black Canary situation. And this is a big DC guy. That guy's
It's funny because that Black Canary thing was just brought up again the other day in that mega thread.
Yeah,
it's just that every year or so that comes back around to him.
and it needs to, and it's just so funny. And he's only siding with Mark Guggenheim because Mark Guggenheim could potentially notice him.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, hey, maybe if you're lucky, he'll get you a job on LA Law. Like, I looked at the guy's IMDb page. He's got 24 credits.
Yeah,
I've probably been on TV 24 times, and it's not my job.
No.
I was actually looking for you in this week's episode that is airing on Wednesday. I'm like, I know he's again, it's one thing. I'm like, I know he's here somewhere, but like,
no, this week's episode, they actually that scene was very, very well angled. I would be really surprised if I showed up in that one. The one with Richard Harmon in the daytime, kind of surprised I didn't see myself. But that Javicia Leslie versus the Rogues one, I'd be very surprised if someone showed up in that one. They did a great job of angling that.
I was definitely looking. I was like, I know this bitch is here. Wow, sorry. I know this dude is here somewhere. Like, listen, I mean it with love. Like when I say the B word, whatever, I mean it with love. I was like, I know he's here somewhere because he was here. So like, I'm like, I freeze framed. I'm like, okay, look at because see, you told me this once. Look at the windows and look at the reflection. Sometimes you might be lucky, but because it was so, I can't say what scenes they are, but because it was so dark, I couldn't see a camera reflection. Well, you are there somewhere. Like it's like it's obvious that you're there somewhere.
So we have a question here. I'm going to try and keep with catching up to the chat a little bit, even though I'm 17 minutes behind. No, sorry, 21 minutes behind. I have a question. Do you think Red Death being here might have done something to the timeline? I guess.
I don't know. She's from a different timeline, so I don't know if it would affect our timeline that they're in unless she went back in time and did something. I don't know.
I had a real bone to pick with that whole thing of like that she came from another timeline or some shit like that. Because that's essentially the same as saying like you came from another world. Which
that's what she's saying.
Up until this point, they had not acknowledged that the Flash team knows about the multiverse.
Oh yeah,
she's just dropping that on them, and they're kind of like, "Oh yeah, of course." Like none of them were like, "Well, what are you talking about?"
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that because they don't know about it because when Crisis happened, everything changed.
It's okay. I am sure they'll answer that for me down the road sometime in the future.
Probably episode 14, right? Of season 1?
Yeah. Canada Grass got Chegra autographs. Technically, I only got Allegra. I have some Brandons already in stock, but that was well, on the Candace photo, I'm sure she was happy that the show is over, and I don't just mean her dislike of Vancouver. 9 years is a long time, even if you like the location you work. Fair enough.
By the way,
I know I talked with Andy. I talked with Andy via DMs about that night, and I showed him the Candace photo, and I think
I freaked out. I
Yeah.
because I was like half asleep, and I'm like, oh, that's a nice picture. Wait, that's Candace.
Yeah.
And
That
I
was
told
funny because
you,
even
didn't
right
I
after
tell
I
you?
took the photo, I showed it to the couple people that were with me, and like, oh my gosh, she's even smiling in it.
I told you, CG. Didn't I tell you at the beginning of the season she's gonna sign for you and maybe even take a photo? And you're like, Andy, stop smoking.
You meant it jokingly though. You didn't really
No,
believe
I
it.
know. I believe that because I knew at some point all of that. I knew it. Listen. I knew like she's gonna do it because everyone gets sentimental in the end. So I
Oh, Laura. I actually think she is relatively sober. I would say of all of the cast parties I've been to, this is the soberest cast party I've ever been to. Like cast and crew. I don't think I saw anyone overly drunk. Every other cast party I've ever been to, at least one person is being carried out. I didn't see that this time.
Can you
Maybe they had like a
imagine
2-drink maximum or something.
Can you imagine if someone's being dragged out like Grant or something, just over drinking?
Well, like the Arrow finale party, the two Katies, Lots and Cassidy, they were trying to attempt to carry each other back to the hotel because neither of them were capable of doing it by themselves.
Oh, that's adorable.
You guys can talk for a minute. I'm just going to look through and see what other big questions there are.
Blah blah blah.
You guys, by the way, apparently you guys have like a new website or something.
It's onlyfans.com/Shane's React. No.
I like how
And that's the end of this stream.
Like how I went the route of me and not saying it's.
If you guys, I don't know if you can post it in chat, but if not, post it in the private thing, and I'll link it into the chat.
Oh, okay.
The URL.
Andy can do that if Andy can. Andy's muted.
Andy can.
Andy
can. Andy can. Andy can. Andy did. I see it.
Wait. What about that OF joke? Is that gonna get you in trouble?
Me? Or
no,
him?
not.
No. I don't think that's gonna. All right, guys. So this is the new site that Andy and Chainsaw are involved with. I know Andy's like the head of it and all that. I don't know where Chainsaw falls in there. I believe he's in charge of.
I'm below the trash
reviews. He's in charge of reviews on chainsaws.
He's my biatch.
I'm below the trash collector.
Well, if you want, you can share. If you want to screen share the website, just like you can be one of our first. Well, not first, but you can be one of our first live beta streamers, even though the site is already live. That's what we should have done, Jordan. We should have sent out like beta links to to kind of zone. Be like, hey, what do you think of the page? Is it working? You're like, I don't see my photos up in here. That's the only thing that needs to be fixed.
Yeah, he needs all of his photos plastered everywhere.
Yeah.
I was telling
I can't believe you don't have my photos up there. I didn't even see the photo that I took of Mark up there.
Well, I told him that it was like when there was the mall report, it was all it was more difficult to do things at the mall report from Canada because there was never any Marvel shows that we could cover that was in Vancouver besides Hellstrom. But now that now that we're Multiverse of Color, I'm like, well, if you got something, we can cover it, because now we're everything.
Yeah, I mean, right now we have a couple of oddball things here, like, Dead Boy Detectives is technically, I guess, DC related.
Now going to now airing on Netflix.
What else is here right now?
I mean, obviously,
I don't know. I'm spending too much time thinking about it while I'm looking at chat. But yeah, promote your site for a minute while I look through the chat and see what else there is.
Well, so last Wednesday, March 1st, we finally went live with Multiverse of Color. It's a rebrand side of the mall report that I've been using, that I've been running since, I believe it was 2015. And I felt, but after 8 years, I felt it was time for something that gives me a little more freedom to cover whatever I want. And, so with this, now I can cover anything. And I wanted to work with the best content creators that I can work with. And of course, Shane's was like, I think he might have been the third one I asked, like the third person I asked.
What's the first?
No, because
the first was Mark Guggenheim, and
he turned him down. He turned him down because he was waiting for that DC meeting. He was waiting for that call from James.
Jordan, the only reason you referred was because you were like not available for a call. I think you were out of town or something.
Oh, you're blocking Andy's numbers, were you?
No, see, James called me over Mark for that meeting, so I was unavailable at the time.
He picked the bigger beard.
He picked the better beard. Okay.
I would say so. Yeah. So like I asked James to get involved, and for me, like I really, one of the big focuses with Multiverse of Color is focusing a lot about all sort of entertainment. It can be small IPs, big IPs, but also I want to really elevate the big diverse group that I have formed around myself, because on the DC Podcast Network, which is being folded into Multiverse of Color.
All right, I'm gonna pause your thing there for a second because I want to bring this up and I want to address it. Are you talking about Greg Berlanti? Because I'm mostly confident Greg Berlanti probably has lost his phone number. Like the day after Guggenheim said he was leaving the Warner Brothers stuff, Berlanti was on his phone like delete.
Wait, when did he exit the DC Warner Brothers stuff?
When Green Arrow and the Canaries didn't get picked up, or shortly before it officially got canceled.
After Arrow season, actually, he exited after Arrow season 8 because he was actually never supposed to be that heavily involved with Green Arrow and Canary, as far as I know. I know that because there was a point where he was like wrapping up his Legend stuff. No, Laura, the second one was not Eric. No, Eric will. First of all, I want Eric Walls to get paid and go on to get paid gigs. So but this whole situation has been like freaky, just seeing the back and forth, and so I'm sorry because like I was gonna text CG and be like, hey, are you okay? Like, but I was getting slammed with work. So I'm like, then I kept seeing more tweets. I'm like, I need to get off my shift so I can just text him, make sure that he's like okay, because like
wow.
Honestly, anything's possible these days, right? To be fair, he's stayed out of the limelight completely since then.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is like a changed Ezra or if he's just doing a really good job at being PR managed. I don't know which it is.
I bet Ezra will do press for the movie at this point.
He's kind of washed his image already. Like the buzz around that movie after the Super Bowl ad was almost all positive.
Yep.
And very few people were talking about Ezra Miller's criminal history.
Yeah.
If I was Ezra's therapist or whatever Ezra's getting help with, I would be like, I would stay away from press right now.
How much you want to bet Mark is watching this right now?
I mean, because
he's live reacting to it.
I would love to see that video. Could he post it, please?
Okay, we can all try answer this one. Who's your favorite villain from the series? If you can name or two, mine's Reverse Flash. Mine is Reverse Flash Zoom Savitar Gods being Captain Cold. That's more than two, Eddie. I really did like Captain Cold on the Flash. I didn't enjoy him as much on Legends. And it was the exact opposite with Heatwave. I didn't care for him much on The Flash, but I enjoyed him on Legends until the show got out of hand. I'd say my favorite's just simply Reverse Flash because of the longevity of the character. The other ones were here for 6 episodes and gone,
Yeah.
You guys?
I think Zoom, honestly, and it's the obvious answer.
Mostly because of the one scene.
Well, Zoom is fucking brutal, but I think Reverse Flash, it's the obvious two choices, but they did such a good job with Reverse Flash throughout the years. So, Savitar, I think, is a close third, in my opinion, just based off of how they handled, even though they waited too long to reveal the other Barry, but still.
Reverse Flash also, don't forget, married Iris West Allen. So
Yeah, he's a petty piece of shit.
I would say Lucy is my favorite villain.
There you go.
Lucy the
There you
dog.
go.
Where is she?
Oh, she's sleeping on the couch. Shelby's
Okay.
reading.
that's a hero, by the way.
Yeah, Lucy just passed the fuck out.
Eobard, I mean, both Matt and Tom are my favorite. Captain Cold, I mean, because he said more than two, so I'm going to say more than two as well. Zoom is one of my favorites. Finker, I think, is very underappreciated. I think Finker is, it was a very rocky season, but like I like that actor and what he did. It was very sinister. It was something was very new for the Flash. It wasn't just about like, oh.
Honestly, I think he personally did a good job, but the story where he kept going into other people's bodies did not hit.
Yeah, that seemed like a budget. That doesn't seem like a budget solution.
Yeah, because they didn't want to have a floating chair going all over the city all the time.
Yeah, let me think. I did actually. Deathstorm is one of my favorites as well.
You're getting a little carried away with here, considering he said a name or two.
But why? But he said fine.
You named everybody on the show outside of like Cecile's stripper daughter.
Wow.
Which are they going to bring her up again?
I said Reverse Flash, Captain Cold, Zoom, Finker, and Deathstorm.
And Jenna. Is that her name? Yeah. Which is so funny. That thread mentioned that she hadn't appeared for 2 seasons the night that she came back.
I know. I thought that was funny too.
The timing of that.
Yeah.
That thread just keeps going. There's been some really good villains on this show, even if there's been rocky season. Like I think a lot like Despero is a good one, I think too. I actually do like Red Death and Bloodwork. There's Bloodwork, so they like there's been good characters on this show. Like I think Flash has had way more better big bads than Arrow, Supergirl, most of Legends. Yeah. Like Black Lightning and Batwoman had like pretty solid villains from start to finish. Like man, Jordan, I wish you had watched Black Lightning. I think you would love Tobias Whale. Like I think you would like.
I saw him in season 1.
You never watched Black Lightning?
I saw the first season. I saw the first season in its entirety. I did see him.
But I wish you'd seen like the whole show because he, really.
I will at some point. When I completely stop doing this YouTube nonsense and dealing with copyright shit, I'll probably actually get the stuff that I keep saying I'll get to. I just don't have the time.
I'm happy also to report that I spoke with the lovely Javisha Leslie today, and that she was lovely as always. She's rehearsing right now for her new pilot that she has in the works, and she had a lot of interesting things to say about her final hurrah in the Arrowverse. So
nice.
Okay. So Lionel here was like, it seemed like the Supergirl series finale had a lot more location shoots compared to the Flash series finale. Off the top of my head, William's funeral, the Big End battle, and Alex Kelly wedding. Yeah, there definitely was. Out of the 10 days that, was it 10 or 12? I can't remember anymore. Out of the 10 or 12 days of the Supergirl finale, there was the 2 at the big battle day. There was 2 or 3 at the wedding. Then the William funeral day. So that's at least 6 days of location shooting. That's a lot for any episode of any show. Whereas the Flash only had 2 that I know of. They might have had a third somewhere, but only 2 that I know of. So yeah, it's a lot different. I mean, even Arrow had like 2 or 3 location days.
Yeah,
they had the one where the like funeral group thing where they're like standing there in the yard. That was a location shoot. Then they had the one where I actually saw it, where they had the statue unveiling and the bike riding. That's a location shoot.
Sorry.
What?
I'm just laughing because Mark is in that fucking scene. He had to put himself.
Oh God!
I forgot.
I have photographed Mark.
Dude,
just from the back of his head from 2 football fields away.
She started talking about all the scenes that shot from Fountain. I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna when he brings up the. I'm just thinking about that because there's a clear panning shot.
Marcus in the Arrowverse.
He had to be in it.
And then there was the one. Remember at the start of it, they had like Diggle talking to the camera thing, and he was like out on the street, and Renee comes up to him and talks to him.
Yeah,
that was also a location shoot. So they had like 3 or 4 as well.
What about where was the ring location?
That would have been in and around the same area as the Renee and Diggle scene. Like, not the same location, but like they filmed that the same day in the same neighborhood.
I was going to ask that because it seems like they shot that stuff, of course, during the day, and then they just moved the van or something a little bit and then shot that whole sequence.
Yeah, no, that was filmed maybe like a block and a half around the corner.
Gotcha. Yeah, it seemed like it was in the same vicinity because it was like, that was exactly where they were earlier.
I went to that set and I found nothing going on at the time. I'm like, all right, well, this is a dud, and went home. The thing is it's a weird situation because it's kind of public because you can walk through there, but it's technically also private property. So I didn't know where I'd be allowed to walk to. Like they have, like you saw in the scene, they have like residential housing in there, but it's technically also private property. So I was really weirded about where I could go there. So I didn't investigate too far.
Yeah.
Huh?
Without the cops being called on you because you don't know where you're.
So
he could have just said he would live there. Like, what the fuck are they gonna do about it? So sorry,
they could question and say he doesn't. I don't know. You never know. People are weird.
Yeah. Man. What's your address? That house over there.
If you go on social media, you see where people literally confront people all the time, and people are crazy. You don't know what people are going to do. So who knows?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I kind of know why people think that the Flash series fan maybe didn't have as many locations. I think they filmed way more things inside and only a few things outside.
Right, for spoilers.
Yeah, I think what probably happened is there was 1 or 2 days that they filmed closer to the studio. I was having this conversation with someone the other day, like when you watch The Flash or Arrow or any of those shows, 60% of those scenes where you see and they're like in an alley or behind a business or something like that having a discussion, literally that's within 4 blocks of the studio. They use so many of those little side streets around the studio because who the hell is going all the way out there to find out at 9 o'clock at night if there's something filming there? Because they don't very often have to like put up big notices anywhere because it's all around their studio. The only people they'd be notifying is themselves.
Yeah, and then whoever owns the building they'll be near, if they're going to be on someone's like back, in the back or something. I mean, and then the thing is too, they may be blocked to where you can't actually see anything if you actually went down there.
No, I mean, I'd still be able to find access because it's still kind of public area. I just wouldn't go there on a regular basis because it's a 15-minute journey by train for me just to go and check it out. And it's not like there's advance warning of when they're going to be there. Yeah. They'll put no parking signs out there for like if they're moving the trailers outside, but they're not going to put no parking signs out if they're just going out there to do like a driving scene down the street where they don't have any equipment out there. They're just out there with the camera, the lights, and all that stuff. They don't have the actual trailers out there. They don't put any no parking signs out for that. So it's kind of a different thing, right? Let's see what else have I got here. I wasn't in the Arrow premiere. I was in episode 102, Flash Freak.
What scene was it? What scene was it?
The one where he's coming out of the courthouse after getting resurrected legally. Remember, he goes to walk to the car, and the reporters are trying to stop him. Yeah. And Diggle's like shoving the guy with the camera. And across the street, you just see a pile of people standing across the street. Over there, you'll see me and Pursuit 23 standing there together with like a bunch of other people around.
I want to see if I can try to find this. I'm going to pull up Netflix. I want to see if I can find you. We'll do this right now.
You can't miss me. I'm in a red shirt, and he's standing beside me in a blue shirt. You can't miss it.
Red and blue. I'm going to find you.
I'm
now determined to find.
We have a super chat from Cal.
Oh
I saw this earlier. He said this, and I'm like, too bad Chainsaw's not here to read this.
What? Mark is also the guy who said in Arrow season 4 that they had no more story to tell with, but I've said that. Yeah, I said that in my video. I said this is the same guy who said that Laurel had no more story to tell, yet had decades of stories to pull from.
I want to offer something about this, because again, I don't defend Mark's behavior towards CG. That's not okay. When it comes to his whole like, I wasn't invited for these studios, I understand disappointment, but Mark has been in Hollywood long enough to realize that loyalty is hard in this business.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, like, I commend him for what he did with Crisis, the good seasons of Arrow, and so on. And again, I'll say this because I think someone was asking me before I came on, and I've interviewed a few times. He's always been, but interviews, like, you can't get much of a reading of how he is as a person, because in interviews we all have to be professional. So yes, he's always been lovely to talk to. I've talked to maybe twice outside interviews. He's been super chill, super cool. But I do think that going out there, especially again, not to, because I said this to Jordan this morning, and I was like, no offense, Jordan, but I said this, like, Mark, as a white man in Hollywood, should know that talking like that is extremely entitled when he has privilege that a lot of us.
Yeah, I never even thought of that myself until you just said it now. Like,
but of course, I wish the best for him. Again, I think he owes you an apology, because I don't think that was professional. Because again, he's like, first of all, he's treating you like a paparazzi. See, Candace is not a paparazzi. I've seen actual paparazzi.
I'm aware of that. You're aware of that, but it is amazing how many people still think that's what that is.
Paparazzi is what TMZ is. Where, but yeah. So I'm going to say this one thing. I am sure if someone that like is in Mark's cheerleader club ever sees it, they're going to clip it and send it to him. But candidly speaking, I don't think Mark is terrible at his job. I think he did a terrible job, but I don't think he's terrible at his job. I think he is competent with the right material and probably the right storyline to work with and all that stuff. I think he got himself in a bad situation because he got too influenced by social media, and he was on a network that was okay with him pushing a particular narrative. I think on the right, he's now in charge of LA Law. Let's see how he does with LA Law. He's a former lawyer, so this works into his wheelhouse. I think he's competent at the job. I just think he was in a position where he had too many outside factors that were willing to like corrupt his mind on the job. You know what I'm saying?
I think I found you, by the way.
Excellent.
By the way, just as a reminder, actually, LA Law is not going forward at ABC.
Ooh. That's even funnier now because I made that tweet at that guy saying maybe he'll get you a job on LA Law.
Oops.
Now
that tweet's invalid.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Cal wants to know, is Matt Letcher in episode 11 or 12? I don't actually know the answer, Cal. I know it's one or the other. I don't know which one though. I will have to say to you, watch the episodes and you will find out.
Wednesdays, 8/7 Central on the CW.
You think they'll show him in like a trailer or something leading up to it? Maybe.
Probably not. I mean, they got him in and out without being seen, so it's not like they have to spoil it, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I'm just reading through things and looking for things that look like they're questions.
I don't think he owns one either.
My stepdad does. I can ask him. what he thinks the best chainsaw is to own. You can buy at Home Depot. No, he prefers Lowe's over Home Depot.
Ooh.
He'll go to Home Depot.
We have some brand loyalty battle here.
Yeah, he'll go to Home Depot, but Lowe's is his thing. He will find any excuse to go to Lowe's. I see a comment from the very bottom.
I haven't got that far yet.
Okay.
Yeah, Jordan, he likes to go in order. He's not like us that goes like wild chickens in our live chat.
Wild chickens?
Yeah, like
where you got that from?
Well, like because we keep scrolling up and down like in our live chat when we do Q&A, and then if we will accidentally click on the same questions or whatever, so on.
Ooh. Well,
I mean, he might be the litmus test for other showrunners down the line, because he was the first one to really lean heavily into the shipping community, and look where it's got him.
Well, the question is also too, it's like it wasn't like Mark was still working in the Arrowverse on the Flash, and then this whole DC change came together with James and everything. He was out for years. So it's not like he was in the fold.
Yeah, if you're James Gunn, you're looking down the Rolodex, and like Mark Guggenheim's name card has like an inch and a half of dust on it.
It's a difference, for example, like because I know that if you look at that writer's room, for example, one of the few unreturning people who's already working on the DC property is Jeremy Carver, who is the showrunner of Doom Patrol. But also, let's look at the success of Doom Patrol versus some of the Arrowverse shows. Like it's like, first of all, Doom Patrol is 10 times more successful than Legends ever was. I'm sorry, but it's a fact. It was a more highly profiled show because you have Brendan Fraser, you have Matt Bomer.
Why did that not click as a URL? Sorry. Continue.
And so it's like, yeah, like anything. If Mark had never made these remarks public, I'm not saying he shouldn't have. I'm just saying, if he had never done that, who knows what would have happened in a few years from now? Maybe James would have come to me like, hey, you worked in DC before, like, do you have something to pitch? But now that he sees that he's out there, talking like this, it's probably not going to leave him a good taste in his mouth.
Well, that was my whole comment in my video today. I said any future employers that are looking to potentially hire Mark Guggenheim, they can see his comments about how he feels like he wasted his time with the Arrowverse, and they may think, well, maybe down the line, if he feels like he didn't get what he wanted out of our show or whatever, that he'll say the same thing about us. So why would we want to hire him? Because he's openly saying this stuff now. And the thing is, he got paid a lot of money over the years to work on these shows, and he worked on Netflix shows on top of this. At the same time, it wasn't like he just did just DC. He was doing 3 different Netflix series, all tied into the same continuity, and he worked on a season of Carnival Row for Amazon. He wasn't not busy.
Let's remember another thing. This dude is getting royalty checks for the show that he has an easy status on. So, like, if it's on Netflix or if it's on whatever, so like he is, again. I understand. And again, here's the thing. I think that the last couple of years have probably kind of maybe taken a toll on him. Maybe I don't know. But what I will say is that I feel like, again, not to make you too uncomfortable, but I'm saying this: when a white person like him, who has been in Hollywood for as long as he has and had a fairly successful run, again, here's the thing: careers go and fall every day. I could be done. My career could be over tomorrow. And the thing is, like,
you heard it here first, everybody. Andy is done.
Mark, he had 10 years basically. And again, this is a legacy that will live on forever. He will, always get rolled. There will always be people discovering the Arrowverse. But the fact is, yes, he had a huge role. He had a huge role in the DC TV space for a lot of years, but at the same time, Hollywood's loyalty is rare. Yeah, I think it's healthy for James Gunn that he's actually looking at different creators. Like, we're moving, like someone like Jeremy Carver, who he only got 4 seasons of Doom Patrol. Great, now we get to see him doing something with that Amanda Waller show. Like, I think it's good, and like, as much as Greg Berlanti has done as well, I'm glad he's kind of moving on, doing something different. Let's bring in some new blood, to do stuff with the DC brand, whether it's on television, if it's in movies, or if it's in comics or whatever, so on. And I wish more. Also, here's the thing: it's a different thing when if Mark had done a video. Let's say he had done a video and talked about this, versus writing this that he did on his post. I told Jordan this morning. It's a difference of seeing a person emote and giving an emotion and when he's talking versus reading. Because when I read that text, I'm like, wow, he sounds ungrateful.
Yes.
Well, I'm also.
So can I ask either of you a question? I mean, I think Andy would be more likely one to have read it. Did you actually read the blog post that this came from?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't know if I haven't or if I couldn't find it or what, because I looked at his blog and I read 2 or 3 of the blog posts and I couldn't quite find something that referenced this. Because his blog posts aren't titled like, oh, my history with the Arrowverse. Like, so I couldn't find it. But what was your, like, he put in a post to someone like, you should read the whole post instead of like just the headline. Was it taken out of context?
No.
Okay.
At least not from my perspective, because he did say that, because see, in tweets and in that post, he did talk about the work and everything, and he was trying to be, it was basically 2 sides of the same coin. But the thing is, at the end of the day, he still was acting like a little kid, because he's like, I'm not saying I didn't deserve a job, but I felt like I deserved, essentially a meeting because of the conversation. And it's like, dude, like, you didn't need to go there. And he opens with the blog post saying he thought about killing this whole blog post. He thought about it, and then he still posts. I'm like, okay, you should have just killed it then. You should have not said anything. So, because now everyone's talking about this.
So Scott's got a tweet. A super chat here. He had referenced this Dorian Shard thing earlier, and I told him that I didn't really know much about the character because I don't know every piece of Star Wars history.
Yeah.
But he's now followed up. He's like, he's the villain at the end of episode 1. You all think he's the main villain of Mando season 3. I know you are very deep into Star Wars history. Do you know anything about this?
I try to be. Dorian Shard, I don't know. I feel like he might be like a reoccurring threat, but I think I don't know if this is actually what they're doing, but I really think just the way that scene played out, I'm not saying that they're going the route of Bo-Katan's going to be the villain, but I feel like that's going to be the big storyline is Bo-Katan, I think, ultimately will fight Mando for the Darksaber. Because I feel like
I've seen people theorize that, like, going back many months, like probably before they even started filming the season.
Yeah.
So maybe.
And I feel like just based off of how that scene plays and the fact that she apparently has a big presence in the season, I feel like eventually once he goes to Mandalore and then realizes that it's not poisonous, it's still kind of intact, that she's going to try to fight for it. And she's not going to just because he even offered it to her and she's like, no, because I have to win it by combat. So I feel like she's going to you can't just offer me the Darksaber. You actually have to fight me for it. And I will win it. I feel like he'll lose that fight, but yeah.
And your second part, Scott, is Kayla Compton nice? Yes, she is. Okay, let's see what else there is in the chat here. I had a couple things queued up way back here that I hadn't quite got to. Thoughts on Ninja Turtles April O'Neil hoopla? I don't know anything about it.
Hoopla? No, he's upset because a black woman is voicing her.
Huh? Is there also people complaining about her look in the trailer too? Which is kind of stupid as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched a Ninja Turtles anything since I was like 15, man. Like
they dropped a trailer for a new movie today.
Okay. Was Rick Cosnet at the party? Not that I saw. I did not see any of the villains at the party. It was just main cast and John Wesley Shipp and Michelle Harrison. And I think that's about it. I think they were the only 2 non-main casts that were there. I have a question for the 3 of you. We knew Joe West is We know Joe West is in one more episode of this season. Do you think we'll also see him in the finale since he has another show? Well, his other show doesn't start filming for another 14 days. So he could have been in the finale. Do I think we'll see him in more than just the one episode we know he's going to be in? Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I actually think when he signed that contract, they didn't know what the filming schedule was going to be like. And because of the way it's worked out, they're kind of like, you can go work more if you need to. Like, I think that's probably kind of what's happened, you know? What else we got here? We have a congratulations here to Andrew and Chinstrap on Multiverse of Color.
Woot.
Hey. Wait, what happened?
Okay, Andy, try not to get triggered.
Wait, what happened?
Okay, guys, I'm gonna go into the photos from the wrap party. That way, I can also talk about how some of the people were, because I've already talked to Andy about one of the photos in there. That
I literally woke up. I literally woke up by that DM. I will say this: when it comes to Justin, you can take this however you want. I just 90% of the things that he usually says in the live chat, it just goes through my ears. I don't really listen.
All right. I am going to bring up the photos now from the wrap party. Remember, these are all from outside the wrap party because for some reason my invitation got lost in the mail or something. I was not, in fact, inside the wrap party.
That's ridiculous.
I know. I spent more time there than most of them.
Why you look for the photo? Jordan's going to be so upset by this. Greg Weisman just responded to someone who had said, was there season 5 ever written of Young Justice, like plans for it at all, or did the show get canceled beforehand so season 4 would be the last? And he says that, it wasn't written, but we have plans for at least 3 more seasons, roughly. And by the time we finish those, we would probably have plans for 3 more. The evolutionary nature of Young Justice means that we will never run out of ideas. #never the end.
All right. Is everyone ready to see some wrap party photos?
I'm ready to see some photos, and then I'm going to go eat some ice cream. So I'm ready to see these photos.
It's 10 p.m. What the hell are you eating ice cream for?
I can eat ice cream whenever the fuck I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on,
Andrew.
All
right. So we start here. This guy is Barry Allen, I think his name is. Damn. So this was him leaving the party. I didn't get any photos. I did get some photos of him going in, but they were shitty. There was a lot of people hanging around him. So I only got like a couple. I actually took this from a video clip I did leaving because I didn't get any still photos of him. So yeah, that's him leaving the party. And then this is him giving us one last wave before he goes to get in the vehicle.
You will never see him again.
He ran so fast, he was gone.
Be. What's that?
He ran so fast, he was gone.
Yeah. He had a security guy there. This guy on the far side here was a security from the hotel. They decided he needed security for the whole 9 people that were out there. So this is John Wesley Shipp, and you can see behind him is Michelle Harrison in full, beautiful focus. Yeah, he was signing inside the hotel. This was before they realized we were there, and we got John, and we saw, like I said, Michelle there. We got Grant inside, and I got a photo with someone else inside the hotel. Then we were asked to go wait outside, even though the casino. So it's a weird venue. There's 2 hotels with a casino in between it, and they all share a lobby. So the casino lobby is kind of like a free game. Like, you kind of can't ask us to leave. So especially because it's also government run, so it's a government building. But they'll still try and do that, right? So they got into an argument with one of the autograph guys about this. They're like, we're going to have to ask you to leave. So he went and stepped like 6 feet back to the casino border. He's like, well, I'm in the casino now. And they're like, but you still have to leave. And he's like, but this is a casino. You're hotel security. Like, go do your job. I'll stand here.
Nah.
So there was a standoff for a while, but in the end, we eventually begrudgingly went back outside. But yeah, we got a couple people inside earlier. So the next couple of photos here are where the venue was. If you notice that building there
Is
in
that
the
Star
background
Labs?
with the colors,
That's Star
that is
Labs.
Star Labs.
Nice.
Their party could not have been more fitting. It was beside Star Labs. That I didn't think of that. So before the party started, me and my buddy went upstairs just to check things out, and we went and checked out the venue. And you'll see a couple more photos in a minute. But I noticed like it's right beside BC Place. I'm like, that's a cool photo because you never get to take photos of BC Place from this high up. Like this is
That's beautiful,
probably
by the way.
this is several stories high because the stadium's massive. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'll take that photo. Not realizing at the time it's also Star Labs. It wasn't until later I realized that. So this is like they would have had this deck to themselves, like to hang out at during the party. And then they had the private event sign up for it. The venue name was D6. That's the name of the club that they were at. So then we have a few more. Here's Kayla. This is her leaving. And unfortunately, lots of lights outside because there was, there's traffic. There, like I said, there's a casino there. There's lots of lights around. So,
She
like,
used
I
her
got like a
powers.
light. Huh?
She used her powers, with the light ultra lights.
Sure. So, yeah, I got this on a couple of the photos, like little glares on it. Next photo would be. Oops, no. Next photo is Michelle Harrison looking very surprised. She actually tried to teach me how to hold the camera, and I'm kind of like, okay. So I followed her thing, and then she had this very surprised look in the photo, and I'm kind of like, I don't know if she was surprised at where the camera, I don't know, but she looked a little surprised in the photo. I don't know why. She's the one that told me to hold it there. Because I had it in normal angle that I would for any selfie. And then she's like, no, you got to hold it up higher. So I'm like holding it like this.
I mean, she's not wrong. She's not wrong.
Is she? All right. So this is Brandon McKnight. And again, you can see there's like glare from like a trillion lights that are in the area.
Well, it's Kayla's fault.
Yeah, that's totally it. That's totally what happened. Yeah. Kayla walked by. She did a little glare thing. And yeah, that's what happened. Then we had Ms. Panabaker. This was inside the hotel before we got asked to leave. I was the only person that got her then because everyone else had wandered off to do whatever at the time. And I was standing there and she came by on her own. I talked to her when she was leaving, and I'm like, I hope you're okay now, because she had been in the hospital at some point a couple weeks ago. And it's like, yeah, I am now, and I'm like, hope it wasn't anything too serious. And she's like, no, I'm good now. I'm like, okay.
Thank God.
And I also said to her, I'm like, good luck on whatever the next project is you have. And she's like, thanks. I hope it's in Vancouver. And I'm just like, really? Like you've already been here for 9 years. Don't you want to go back home?
I mean, she never seemed to have an issue filming in Vancouver, though. Well, actually, no. That's not. I said, but she has never seemed to have an issue filming in Vancouver. But then I realized, oh, never mind, because when I spoke to her last year, there was a little bit of a jab at it because I was talking about all of her costumes, and she was like, this one I did really love, but it's also it's cold, superheroes should wear pants instead. And I said, or maybe just not film in Vancouver. She's like, I know, right?
That's funny.
I'm glad she's doing
that. And then we have this person who some of you saw earlier in the stream if you were here. This person is Candace Patton.
Who?
You may not be aware of that because it's close up. And also there's somewhat of a smile on her face. But yeah, she was in a great mood, guys. I said this earlier in the stream for those of you just getting in here now. She couldn't have been nicer. I mean, she could, but she could not have. She was nice as you could possibly expect her to be. She took all requests, did them all. Signed anyone that asked, took photos for anyone that asked. So yeah, great way to end her career here. And then we have this guy who Andy may have seen before.
I don't know who that is. I have no idea.
Is that Todd Helping? Okay.
He came over to screw up the show.
It's Mark Guggenheim, everybody.
Oh, but no, I would never let Mark touch the Flash.
That's fucking funny.
I'm glad.
Do you want to introduce this person, Andy?
Well, it's my buddy Eric Wallace. He's the showrunner, executive producer on The Flash. He's been with the show since season 4. He got promoted in season 6 to showrunner, and he's previously worked on Teen Wolf. And yeah, he's.
So I think the sign that he is making there with his fingers is to be like 2 more seasons coming.
Yep, confirmed.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yep.
And I believe that's the end. Yes, that is the end. That is all the photos I got at the party.
What? No photos with Grant?
Of Grant? I showed those to you at the start.
No. I mean, did you get a photo with Grant? You and him together?
I don't need another photo with Grant. Have you seen my Instagram post? I have many of them with him over the years.
Lots. Yeah.
Well, you have him in the costume. That's what I'm most jealous about. I
was the very first person to get him in the costume. I asked him at the airport one day. I'm like, I can't remember how the conversation came up, but I was basically like, hey, if I see you at the set next time, like, is there any chance I could get a photo with you in the costume? And he's like, yeah, sure. If you just remind me, we could maybe do that down the road somewhere. So literally like 2 days later, he was at set, and there was a scene they were doing in an alley, and there was only like 5 or 6 of us there. And there was a girl that used to come out all the time to see them who was in a wheelchair. So, you know, he would sometimes come up to like say hi to her. So he comes running down the alley to give her a high five and all that stuff, and then stop to sign some autographs. And I go to him at the time, like, hey, Grant, do you remember the conversation we just had a couple of days ago? It's like, yeah, I do. I'm like, any chance I can cash that in now? And he's like, sure. So then he stopped and took that photo. Then everybody else got one at the same time. And yeah, that was the first time someone had been able to get him to do that on set. So
nice.
I'm jealous. But you know what? I can say that I can probably say that I've been able to experience multiple hugs from that man. So, you know, and he's
I'm not much of a hugger, so it is something I have not experienced.
Then you and I get to have a rare experience each. I got to hug him. Well, also at one time he like literally shouted my name out of excitement before I even like knew where he was standing. So, but Jordan, you seem to want to go get your fucking ice cream.
I'm ready to get my ice cream. I can
what
also
flavor ice cream?
Neapolitan. Neapolitan.
Not snowberry.
Adequate choice.
Yeah, good choice. And I can also say that I happily get hugs from my wife whenever she tolerates me. So I'm glad that I can say that.
Why would you talk dirty about her like that?
I'm going to tweet her right now and tell her the negative things you're saying.
She can hear me. She's looking at me with that death stare.
Yeah, because you're good.
Death stare, it's over.
Good. She's the new Death Storm now. You're screwed. Bye.
Shit. You're the new Death Storm?
That's weird. Why was my screen doing that? Okay.
She's gonna be like, who the hell is Deathstorm?
Oh boy.
All right. Well, we are gonna allow Jordan to leave before he gets death stared to death.
I mean, she might come over here and choke me. So
enjoy your ice cream. I have been craving ice cream for a few days, but the last time I went to the store, there was none on sale, and I was kind of like, I'm not going to buy it at full price.
She said she's too tired to come choke me. She's too tired.
Wow.
Too tired.
Wow. All right. I will let Jordan vanish from here.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Jordan.
Oh, thank goodness we got rid of him, eh?
Right.
All right. Let's see what else is going on in the chat here. I am somehow 34 minutes behind the chat. That is insane, even from my standards. A lot of people giving their favorite villains, so I remember that comment.
I'm surprised no one said that I'm their favorite villain.
What's that?
I'm surprised no one has said that I'm their favorite villain. Like apparently I'm the one who rules the Flash. People have said.
I thought that was me, notorious set leaker.
No. I allegedly I have ruined the show. I've influenced the show. And I have somehow, there was one time when it was my fault that Bart Allen was their son instead of their grandson, apparently. And like that was apparently my fault. And I did get accused once that somehow it was my fault that Patty left the show. I'm like, trust me, I never had that power back then. I don't have that power now. But yeah, no, I mean, I apparently I am the villain of the story to some people.
Fair enough. I can understand that. I mean, I can't believe that.
I mean, right?
So Bobby Joe, we did talk about this earlier. Personally, I'm underwhelmed by it so far. Yeah, she has not killed anybody. Technically, I guess maybe Chillblaine. Maybe he's never coming back. Do you think Chillblaine will be back?
I would tell people to watch episode 5 Wednesday at 8/7 Central on the CW.
Wow.
There are so many do not reveals in this press email that I'm just like, there's like, I can't say anything.
Okay,
but I'm like,
can I speak freely then? I don't think I have an NDA sitting around here. Let me just check this post-it note.
That says Blarg.
No, there's no NDA in this post-it note. I believe he's going to be back. I would say before the season ends. Also, what did you think of the set photo with every single villain, and what was your reaction? Well, I took the photo, so I already saw it before anyone else. I know what you meant, though. I understand what you meant. You're like, what did I think when I saw it happening? Pretty excited. I was excited for like the buzz I was going to get on it. I was excited for me and myself and I. Oh yeah, and maybe the story too. Yeah, I was pretty. I was surprised. I was surprised they had them all out there. It's funny because okay, I think I know how I'm going to word this. I talked with somebody that was in the scene that night. They kind of let it slip. I was going to stay anyway, but they kind of let it slip that there was going to be this big scene with everybody standing there facing off. But I didn't have any idea how many people they were talking about at the time. I thought, because we'd seen Cobalt Blue by that point, and I had seen 2 other characters walking around. So I knew there was at least 3 people, but I didn't know there was going to be 5. Like, I hadn't seen the Savitar suit out there, and so, like, I didn't know how big that scene was going to be. But, yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I was
Hey,
surprised.
Mr. Fairbit, apparently you are 1 hour and 40-ish minutes. Well, you asked us half an hour ago. You're an hour and a quarter behind there, Defunct. Welcome.
I was going to say that I was surprised that they actually went through with filming it outside. Because yeah, because like it wasn't surprising that they were back. I was more surprised because I didn't know if they actually were going to film outside. I just knew that they're in this, but I was like, y'all, because I asked one of my friends, you guys are not going to film this outside, right? And they were like, can't tell you.
Yeah, well, I mean, a scene that big, you almost kind of do, because you have to be able to space out having 11 people in frame and still have, like, room around you for all the equipment and all that. Like, makes sense it would be outside. They're not going to have that fight in Star Labs, you know?
That's crazy.
How about Young Justice with Baby Jenna, Gracie, and the Chegra baby? Who else can be in it? Young Mia. We can have Young Mia. And Young William. There you go. I've created your team.
Dear Lord.
Oh, God. Are y'all excited to see Cecile suit up?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Cecile Horton. She is a meta attorney for metas in Central City, United States of America. And she sometimes will go out in the field and help Mr. Flash when he needs some muscle. There are rumors out there that she may get a snazzy suit before the season is over. I cannot confirm nor deny that.
I don't even watch the show. I don't even know.
Right. You're only here because I didn't have a smart enough answer for that. Yeah, of course I'm excited, because who wouldn't be excited for the muscle of Team Flash finally getting a suit?
We need to. I just.
When Joe said that line, I was just like, oh no.
Here it comes. Here comes the tweets.
Oh man. I'm sorry if I'm missing any comments, guys. I really am. I am just kind of looking for ones that look like they're questions. If you had a comment and there was not a question mark at the end of it, I may have skimmed right by it. I am still reading them, but I'm maybe not picking up that they're a question. Like this one didn't have a question mark at the end because it's not a question, but like, I hate how nobody was sad when Caitlin died. Yeah, instead they went dancing. It was weird. Jeremy Carver also did 4 seasons of Supernatural. I don't know what that was in reference to. I don't know if that was brought up earlier.
The Doom Patrol showrunner who's working on
the
Man of Wild TV show with James Gunn. Damn, that was
as far as I know, Eddie, I never saw Jesse there. If he was there, he evaded my radar. Oh, thank you again, Eddie. Thank you. Oh, were you? Okay. Tell me then, Davix, if you were in fact at the party, what did the ticket look like? I will await your answer. What are our thoughts on Harry and Meghan being evicted from Frigmore? That sounds like some made-up Harry Potter thing. Chainsaw's no longer here, so I can't tell him you had ice cream. Yes, they are. Did I ask who? She is not really a very specific thing.
I think she meant. I think he meant Danielle Panabaker.
Danielle Panabaker's married.
Yeah,
with 2 kids.
Yeah, 2 kids.
No, I did not. I do not.
Whoa, wait. Chainsaw, if you're joking right now. Oh, no, wait, hold on.
Sad part is he's getting us all to look.
Yeah, no, yeah. Mark responded about the stream. Someone tweeted at him saying, Mark Guggenheim, Canada was talking about you on his live. And Mark Guggenheim responded with a gif of Rose McGowan yawning.
It's that guy that that made the tweet from earlier, and I had to block him. That's funny. Okay, I care less, but I'm also amused because he went through the effort of doing replying to it. The funny part is that person provoked the entire thing to begin with, and now they're just trying to provoke it again. And there's someone that used to come in this stream all the time. I know who it is. And they're going to be in for a rude awakening if they ever show up at one of my streams again. Where was I?
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail.
No worries. I believe so, Scott. Based off of photos I have seen from set reports from Canada Grass. I'm starting to believe maybe not.
No comment.
In the future?
Yeah, the rumblings are going around. It's supposed to be sometime in April. It hasn't been confirmed completely, but I don't think we're gonna have to wait till the summer. I don't think that's happening. I don't think I have to wait till the summer or even the fall. To be honest, I think it's sometime this spring, either April or May. I guess.
Any news? Not recently.
Their final.
They don't film downtown that often. They wrap in a week though, so I'm thinking something should hopefully happen this upcoming. Well, we're already in this upcoming week. Maybe it won't. Yeah, not much is happening. Hi, Mark. The party ticket was a Chuck E. Cheese raffle ticket. Oh my God, how did you know? When does Superman and Lois wrap? I think the 13th, unless something's changed in the last few days.
Actually, hold on. I can let me, because my interview with Wally Parks is coming out soon. I actually talked about the wrap date. Hold on. He said he thinks it's either March 13th or 14th. That's still to be determined.
Okay. On all the sites that like keep track of that stuff for different crew people, it says 13th, but it also said the 6th for the Flash, and that technically wasn't right. So we'll have to see. I have a question for you too. I saw an article about Grodd coming this season. The guy that voices Grodd gave a tease to be ready for it. If you watched the original trailer that was for this season, there's a scene where Barry's standing in the woods, and it's really got to be in this next episode because they've aired 4 episodes now. And he's talking to someone who's clearly high above him in a forest, and there's a growling sound at the same time. It's Grodd. If it's not, then it's the best misdirect this show's ever done. All I can say to that is, Davix, you still haven't told me what the wrap party ticket was. All right, I have caught up to the chat. I have answered as many questions as I think I can today. We have been on here for 1 hour, 57 minutes, and 49 seconds. I have had 2 guests on here with you today. Mark Guggenheim has even been aware of it, so I don't know what more you guys want from me today. If you guys have any last questions, I will give you 30 seconds from the time I type in this chat. As soon as I'm finished typing in the chat, that's it. End of questions. This is the end of question period. Get your questions in before I press enter on this post, which will be about ... NOW now. All right, let's see what we got here. Bloodwork episode kicks off the Cobalt Blue storyline.
Wouldn't that be something?
When does he come in? I forgot.
Blood One is
episode 9. Yeah. Maybe. I didn't read your last question. Well, your last question was, I think Bloodwork episode kicks off the Cobalt storyline. Was there one before that? Is episode 9 the start of the final graphic novel, you think? I have no idea at all. My theory would be episode 10, but I could be wrong. Okay, I am now caught up to everybody in the chat. We have one last question from Adit that came in right after. It says, I agree with people that say Chester and Allegra relationship is going for far too long and is taking up crucial time in the final season and no reason other than just be. I agree with you, and I'm one of the ones that was like, yeah, cool. Yeah, let them be together. That's fine. But they have dragged this out so long, and so many times they're just like, oh, this person's now not it. Nope. Now this person's interested, but nope, not that. No, fuck, just end it already. Rant over.
I would say watch Wednesday's episode. You might have some thoughts on that.
I just want to say, sir, you have now said that about like 11 things today.
And how many times did Eric Wallace say in my interview?
I just noticed your name.
Yeah, boys. It was like an easy another look. Boys.
Eddie says that the 27th is his birthday, so the 24th finale would be like a birthday gift or something like that. I have another question. They announced the final episode, May 24th, which the week before my birthday. My birthday is on a Saturday that weekend, 27th, which is a really good birthday gift to me. I don't understand how that's a question. I don't know. I don't know what the question is.
More of a statement. He's just happy he gets to watch The Flash.
All right, guys. That is... We have passed the 2-hour mark, guys. So
Iconic.
You are welcome. You just got here, Willis. Okay, Willis, I will give you 60 seconds to get one question in. No one else, just Willis. If Willis has one question they want to ask, 60 seconds, you got it. Anybody else that wants to ask a question, it better be a super chat.
But don't forget to like and subscribe to Canagraphs on YouTube.
Thank you.
Pledge on patreon.com /Canadagraphs. Twitter, Instagram @Canagraphs.
You can find me on MySpace, Friendster, Yahoo Chats. How did it feel to get noticed by Guggie?
Wouldn't be the first time.
There's a long history there. He begs for my attention at least once every 2 or 3 years. It's exhausting. It really is. The guy needs a hobby. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you everybody for coming by. Thank you for Chainsaw Reacts for being here earlier. You can find him reacting to chainsaws. I just realized I don't have a YouTube page open to go look there real quick. I can use that one. Okay. We are procrastinating now here for a minute while I dig up Chainsaw Reacts channel. You may find him here. You will also sometimes find Andy there. And they will sometimes be doing a multiverse ending type thing. Also, the link that is pinned in the chat is Andy's new website that Chainsaw also works on.
Oh, you pinned that. That's so sweet. Thank you.
It's been pinned for a while. Pay attention.
No, because I can't. But I can't see it on StreamYard.
Oh. So you're not even watching live on YouTube? Some fan you are.
No, it's on one of my other tabs, but I had to, I always alert so you can get it. He was like, I don't want to have to because I don't want to have to hear me twice, because if I watch.
Yeah, no, I'm just razzing you, but that is it, guys. I will see you whenever I see you again. I have no idea when my next stream will be. My week is a lot more open now with no shows to have to really track down a lot, so I don't know what my schedule is like. I'll probably be on Wednesday for the Flash episode over on Twitch, and then maybe talking here later, maybe. But I can't commit to that because I don't know how my week is going to turn out 2 days from now. But we are done. I will see you in the future. For those of you just getting here, the Flash is wrapped. They go bye-bye. And there will never, ever be another set that I'm at from the Arrowverse until the spin-off of the Baby Jenna. Who else was it? I already forgot. Chalegra Baby. Baby Jenna Baby. And
William,
somebody else.
Mia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gracie.
All right, that's it. And Gracie, that was the other one, right?
Gracie. Oh, wow.
All right, guys. That's it. I will see you in the future.
Peace out.
Goodbye.